The ceiling function returns the smallest integer value which is greater than or equal to a number. Basically, what its function is, it rounds up a decimal number. So, nakita po natin dito, like, I put the value 92.35 as the ceiling value. Then, at the table, we can see that the table, it resulted into 93 because it rounded it up. So that is what the ceiling function does. For the floor function, it is quite the opposite of the ceiling function, where it returns the largest integer value which is less than or equal to a number. It rounds down the number, a decimal number. So you can see here I put floor 91.5 as floor value. Then it rounded it down to exactly a whole number of 91 as the result. For the isNull function, this function is used to return the value given in case the stated expression is null. Moreover, in case the given expression is not null, then it returns the stated expression. It means that it is used to find the given value in case the expression given is null. This function is used to find the given expression in case the expression given is not null. So the expression that we are talking about is the specified expression, which is to be checked if it is null or not. So kapag null ang hinahanap, sasabihin niya it is null. Pero kapag nandun yung hinahanap sa table, it would just show you the one that you are looking for, the expression that you are looking for, or the value is the expression that you are looking for. The function nullIf is a function that is used to check if the two specified expressions are equal or not. Basically, kapag ang expressions na nilagay natin is magkaparehas, if they are equal, it will return as null. Pero pag magkaiba naman ang ilagay natin expressions, if there are two different expressions, it gives the first expression that you have input. For the round function, this function is used to round off a specified number to a specified decimal places. Now, makikita po natin dito sa ating query that I put round average 0, but its syntax is really round number, the specific number that you want to round off, decimals, how many decimal places you do want, and operation. The operation is an optional parameter. If its value is 0, it rounds the result to the number of decimal. If another value than 0, it truncates the result to the number of decimals. So, bali dito niya malalaman kung round off niya or round down. So, yeah, it's used to round off decimals. This also accepts fractions. This accepts positive and negative and zero numbers also. For the str function, this converts a numeric value to a character value. So, ang syntax nito is an str, float expression, the length, and the decimal. That's the syntax. So, the float expression is a numeric expression. This is your number. Okay, this is your number with a decimal point. Length, it is the total length of the returned string. So, this is how many the return string is. Decimal, it is the number of places to the right of the decimal point. So, ilan lang yung lalabas na decimal after the point. The sqrt function, or the square root function, is used to return the square root of a specified positive number. So yeah, it square roots the specified number that you have given it in the function. If you gave it 81, the square root will be 9. If you give it 36, it will be 6. So yeah, it is used to find the square root of a given number. It only accepts positive numbers. This can also accept fraction numbers, and this function will always return a positive number.
The square function is used to return the square of a specified number. We use the SQL character index function to find the position of a substring or expression in a given string. INSTR is a string function in standard query language, which returns the starting position or location of a substring or pattern in a given input string. The left function extracts a number of characters from a string starting from left. The right function extracts the number of characters from a string starting from right. The len function returns the length of a string. The length function returns the number of characters in a string.
The SQL-like clause is used to compare a value to similar values using wildcard operators. I used the like clause to compare two similar values. I used the lower function to convert the string into small letters, the name Russel. I used the rtrim function to remove trailing spaces from the string Malabon. I used the substring function to extract the last name's characters from the student profile. Return a substring of a string. I used the substring underscore index of a string Kalukan before a specified number of delimiter occurs. The upper function converts a string to uppercase. I used the upper function to converts the string Valenzuela to uppercase.
Hi! So, I'm Ruth and Maneja, and for this part, I'll be discussing the functions dateAdd, dateDiff, datePart, day, getDate, and month. So from our base code, I added a new column named as birthdate and insert its respective info in the query. I used the dateAdd function in the last line together with what part of date, for example in the given is year, would I modify, and how much will I add. Next is dateDiff. I used the dateDiff function to know the difference or gap between the two given dates. Next is the datePart. DatePart is used to show what is the equivalent value of the declared part of the date. Next is day. Day is used to know what is the day in numbers of the given data. Next is the getDate. I used the generic getDate in my example, and it shows the current date and time when I run the code. Last is the month. Same as the day function, the month is used to know what is the month in the given numbers of the given data.
For the year function, the year function is used to return the year for a date stated. And it is also used to find the year for a specific date. For example, as shown in the picture, the selected year was 1990, and as for the result, the year 1990 is shown, and that student was Ruzu Tempest from Osaka, together with her contact number. But I don't know, it's not shown in the picture. I think I forgot to put it in the close. That's all. For the cast function, it is used to cast or convert a value or an expression from one data type to another. As shown in the picture, we used the value 94.3 to be casted into integer, resulting the value 94. While in the convert function, it is used to select or pick a specific or certain value that is nearest to the given condition. For example, in the image, the condition was anything or anyone who had an average that is less than 94 will be selected from average, last name, and first name. So the result was the two students named Kent Russell and Michael Sean that had average of 93.8 and 92.9. In using the distinct function, it is very helpful when there is a need of avoiding of duplicate values present in any specific columns within the table. For example, as shown in the image or the picture, the selected distinct values are within the first name and average. So as for the result, every student that had a name with the same name and average is shown or listed in the table. When using the top function, it is very helpful when it comes to getting the limited number of rows from a database. This function is also very useful when dealing with large databases. For example, as shown in the image, the selected values are the first top 3 from the student profile table. So as for the result, only the first top 3 from the student profile table is shown or selected.